Thank you. Well, Valentine's Day is tomorrow, but romance in the digital age can be tough to navigate.
Yeah, Donna Werdelich from Virginia Tech joins us now in the studio today to discuss romance scams. Welcome. Great to see you.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
nice to see you as well.
See you.
I'll tell you what, these scams get more and more sophisticated and scary. So let's talk a little bit about the most targeted age group and why.
Yeah. Well, 55 to 65, it starts. So, and it's interesting because your segment prior, we're talking about divorcees, etc.
Yes.
So that kind of really connects in where whether a person is widowed or divorced, they're lonely. And they're more open to conversations. They're more open to somebody complimenting them, being there for them, etc. So they make the biggest prey. It goes even into the 80s that romance scams and people are getting really taken for thousands and thousands of dollars.
Speaking of that, what group is losing the most money financially?
Yeah, I mean, it pretty much is the senior citizens, the 70 or 80-year-olds, maybe widowed, looking for, just a companion, someone. These scammers are crime rings at this point, and they know how to target. They know ages, they know locations. They can even make you feel like they're looking through your window in your home. That's how bad it is.
That's so creepy.
Yeah.
And if you haven't been in the dating game for a while too, I bet that's another way to take advantage of people. If they haven't, maybe they were in a long-term relationship that ended and they're trying to get back in there and they're not really used to the technology aspect of it.
Yeah, I mean, it is, to date, I think 1.3 trillion is in romance scams. And thinking about the platform, so it's where do we go? How do we stay safe on these? Because any open-ended platforms, any social media platforms or dating websites are going to be very risky to go on because that's a public forum. Your information's on there, you're posting it. So when thinking about who you're looking for, the other layer of it is AI and deep fake. So you can have someone, let's say it's Chloe and you, and you're both targeting somebody. Chloe has one phone, you have the other, and you're talking to 10 people, multiple at the same time, and you have different images on your face. You look like you, then you look like a man, and then your voice changes. So all of this is coming. There's a group out, obviously, this group of cyber criminals that target specifically older people. There are ways to combat this, though, not just about, you can be on an encrypted site, such as a WhatsApp or an Apple iMessenger, something along those lines to protect. But you can trick AI. You can trick a scammer if you really know, and whether it is asking them to do things in real time, like right now, write the date and the topic of the news in the date. That forces them to have to come up with something immediate, and usually AI cannot work that quickly.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
You can do a Google reverse search on their face. It can go through every single aspect. So there's a lot of things that consumers can do, but it really is taking more and more out. And for some of these scammers that come from countries, the countries view them as Robin Hood, like, wow, you brought us money into the community. We thank you. Meanwhile, they're devastating someone's life in the United States.
That's such a good point because, in their countries, they're bringing all this money in and helping their communities, but then they're Robin Hood, right? They're stealing from the rich and giving to the poor. But let's talk a little bit, if I'm not technically savvy, right? I'm a divorcee, and I'm talking to someone who I think is a real guy. He's got a, nice looking face on his profile picture, and we're chatting back and forth. How do I know that this is not the real deal? How will I know? I won't know, right?
Right. Most of these platforms, and that's why they go after you on those platforms, because they know that they can flip it up. They can put a face that is not them. They can now use a voice that's not them, and now they can encrypt.
Yeah, even on the phone, you think that they sound really great, but it's really not them.
It's all voice mirroring and some of the technical skills they have behind the scenes to do that. Yeah, it really is. So it's now us being more preventative than ever before, but looking to trick them, whether it is to say a weird word or something in the middle of a conversation to see how they react, or see if they're if you repeat something over and over and over again, can you stump the AI?
That's a good one.
Yeah. And then, if you're looking at them on video and they're missing their neck or something. So all of these are cues for a consumer to say. And the biggest one is, honestly, you're not going to meet them in person unless you are and have someone with you in a public place, but go on a WhatsApp or an iMessenger, because that's at least encrypted like a VPN would be. It at least protects you a little bit from knowing what's real and what's not.
so scary. And then, of
It
course,
is
the
so
end game
scary.
is always money, right? It's
Always money.
always, that's the red flag.
It's emotional and financial hurt, which
Right.
we don't want, especially this Valentine's Day.
Exactly. We want love. We want happiness.
Yes.
We want the scammers to go
Yes,
away.
Right. Okay. Donna, great interview.
Yes.
I love that.
Thank you so
so
much.
informative. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, coming up next, carpets are known to get easily stained, but not